I sat against the wall of our gymnasium. I was new in town, so I ate alone most days. At that time, kindergarten was only an option for those with money, so first grade was my first experience with school. Winter had arrived in South Dakota, so the school heating system was keeping us warm as we ate our lunch. Suddenly, there was a loud whoosh behind the wall on which I was leaning. Teachers came running in their attempt to get us away from that wall and out of the gym. And as I looked back, I could see the large cracks that now decorated the entire wall I had been resting against. We later found out that the boiler had exploded, causing the red brick wall between the furnace room and the gymnasium to fragment. The boiler and the wall were repaired, and I attended this school for the remainder of the 4 years my dad pastored there. I remember being confused and shocked by what had occurred that day. I had no way of acting appropriately. I just did what I was told to do by those I trusted. It reminds me of another story about a man who risked it all by following instructions that made no sense. Joshua was leading his people on a siege of a fortified city that had never been conquered in battle. God had directed them to attack the stronghold with a strange battle plan. They were told to march around the city one time each day for 6 days. According to the law that God had given them, they should have taken a Sabbath on the 7th day. But God directed Joshua to march around the city 7 times on that day, and then to blow trumpets. No one had ever heard of a siege like this before, but when they obeyed, the walls caved inward, and the city was breached. There's a theory about that Jericho wall that it was built on shale. Underneath the shale was sand. The vibration from marching caused the sand to shift under the shale, and then the large vibration that occurred on the 7th day cracked the shale, and the walls fell into the void left by the shifting sand. If the children of Israel had used traditional siege works, they would have lost lives and probably failed. God's plan was unknown, untested, and it made no sense based on what they knew at that time. They had to trust God more than the law He had given them. They had to trust that their plan was deemed so foolish that no one would fire on them as they trudged around the walls of such a great city 13 times. There are many times in life when we do not have all the information we need to make good choices, but God does. But when He, the Spirit of truth, comes, Scripture tells us, He will guide you into all truth. He will not speak on His own. He will speak only what He hears, and He'll tell you what is yet to come. That's John chapter 16, verse 13. There was a common question in the Friends movement of the last century. Have you learned to discern the leading of the Lord? I believe it's worth the effort. So enjoy your journey today. And may God bless you. Bye-bye.